See how long my lashes are? I can only open my eyes halfway. I might have a problem with my endocrine system. I had to have emergency toenail removal surgery. Here's how much hair was in my head on my comb. Not too bad. How does it look? Oh. It is now time, unfortunately, for me to do my least favorite activity in the whole world. Perming my own eyelashes. I don't know if you can see, but my eyelashes are really straight. So it looks like I have no eyelashes, but I promise they're actually surprisingly super long. I'm against eyelash extensions because they literally ruin your eyelashes. I've never tried them. Hopefully I never will. Because, you know, I've never heard of someone getting eyelash extensions and saying, wow, none of my eyelashes fell out, because they always fall out. Since I have pretty good eyelashes, I can just perm them so that they stay curled, and it lasts about 2 months. So unfortunately I have to do this task every 2 months, and I want to look good before I go to New Zealand in 3 days. So we're gonna do this now. If you have never permed your eyelashes before, it's low-key sort of dangerous just because we're using chemicals around the eyes, but I've been doing this myself maybe 4 or 5 years now, and I've never had any problems, so I kind of know what I'm doing. So first step is getting all the junk and dirt off my face. So unfortunately I have to wash my face in the sink, which is something I never do because I always wash my face in the shower. So there's gonna be a lot of water dripping down my arms and onto my elbows today. So my face is dry because you need to make sure you do this on dried eyelashes and a clean face because you can't wash your face. They say 24 hours after you do a lash perm, but I like to do 48 hours without washing my face because I found out the perm holds better the longer you wait. Let's get started. I was using the same lash perm kit for years, but then it stopped kind of working. I don't know if they changed the formula or what. So now I really like this one by Luxe, and I just buy it on Amazon, and it costs, I think, about $35, and there's 3 uses in here, so it's about $10 to $15 per time that I perm my eyelashes. Still way cheaper than if I did it at a salon where it costs between $100 and $150 usually. These are the lift pads, and this determines the height of your curl. The smaller the lift pad, the more dramatic the curl is, and the larger, the more natural it is. So I prefer to do the super dramatic small curl because then my eyelashes just kind of stay up a lot longer, and then, you know, over the weeks while they fall down less faster than they would if I was doing a large curl, if that makes sense. Here's the applicators. So these are what I use to put the solution on my eyelashes. And then there's like a little mascara comb. And then we have the lash glue. This stuff is really strong, which is good because the stronger the glue, the easier it's going to be for you doing this horrible beauty task. And then we have the perm solution, which comes in this little single use, almost a jar. Couldn't remember the word for packet. Another packet of the fix lotion, which you put on after the perm. The hardest part of a lash perm is gluing your eyelashes. So this is what the lift pad looks like. This is the small pad, so there's barely any bump, but the larger the lift pad, the less of a curl you're gonna get. So the larger pad has like a huge hump, like Fergie. So I'm just taking the adhesive backing off of this so that it will stick to my eyelids. So you just need to get it as close as possible to your lash line. Now I have to do the other side. I don't particularly find one eye easier or harder over another. They're both equally as annoying to do. Now that the lift pads are on, the next step is for me to use the glue and to glue my eyelashes to the pads. And this is the hardest step. Same thing on the other side. And then I need to wait like 1 or 2 minutes for the glue to dry a little bit and become more tacky. And then the lashes can stick to the pad. So I'm actually just gonna use the back of this eyeshadow brush. I'm just rolling them from the bottom up, and you want to try to do this as straight as possible because if it's crooked, that means your lashes are going to be a little wonky, and I've definitely done that before. And I try to avoid it, but you know, I'm not a professional, so when you're doing beauty things by yourself, you can't complain if something goes wrong and you're not doing it right. My back is breaking doing this, and I can't really bend my knees, so I'm in severe pain, starting to sweat as well, but that's just a normal everyday occurrence for me, so that's nothing new. This side is looking good too. We're almost done with the hardest part. My lashes look so long right now. Oh my god. So the worst part is over. See how long my lashes are? I can only open my eyes halfway, but it's okay. I can still see. What we're going to do is take one of the applicators. We're gonna open the perm solution, which smells like absolute mega death fart. It smells so bad. This is gonna go on the applicator brush, and then I just apply it to the roots of my lashes and not all over my lashes. I'm just perming the root, which is where the curl pattern happens. You're not supposed to put it all over anyway, because it can fry your lashes and that's not gonna be good. This definitely feels like I'm doing surgery when I do this part. I'm doing better than usual today. I don't know what it is. I feel like my left eye, the eyelashes usually just come out looking better, and I'm not sure why. So that's what it's supposed to look like. Now I have to sit like this for 12 minutes, and then I'm gonna remove it and then put on the perm canceling solution to stop the perm. And now what I do is monitor myself in the mirror every few minutes to make sure the perm solution doesn't drip down into my eyeball, because it can cause blindness. Okay, see you in 12 minutes.
A few moments later.
The 12 minutes are up, so now what I have to do is use a Q-tip, and I'm going to go from down to up to remove the perm solution. If you do not have a steady hand, I would probably not recommend you try perming your own eyelashes. It's off of one eye. I'm gonna let it sit on this eye for 1 more minute, and while I do that, I'm gonna put the blue fix lotion on top of this eye, and that basically stops the perm from perming. This can go all over your eyelashes. It doesn't just have to be on the roots. And this I kind of prefer to put everywhere, just to make sure the perm is really stopped perming. The fix solution is on. It matches my hair. It actually looks kind of good. And now I'm gonna put the fix lotion on this eye. And that's it. So now we wait another 12 minutes.
Eventually.
So now I just have to take off the fix solution, and then it gets easier from there. So I'm just doing the same thing with a Q-tip, removing it from the bottom up. And here's how the lashes look after the perm, before I take off the lift pad, before I take the glue off. So the second to final step is taking a cotton pad and taking some micellar water, because now we have to take off that super strong adhesive glue, but you're not supposed to wet your lashes too much. So I try to use as little product as possible. So I'm just gonna kind of hold it on the lashes, rub it a little bit, and then start to slowly wipe away any glue. So now I'm gonna peel the lift pad off of my lash. Okay, so now I'm just brushing through with the mascara wand. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. This part is tricky, but like I said, just because the glue is really strong. Almost done. I have like 2 eyelashes on there. Come on. And then finally brushing it through. I really snapped on the lash perm. Look how good these look. This might be the best I've ever permed my lashes. So the curl is really high right now, and like I said, just so that it'll fall slower, I like to do the dramatic curl. My lashes are almost touching my eyebrow. Wow, I like myself again. It has been 6 months since I have painted the raw dogs, also known as human toes. And the reason for that is because I am missing both of my big toes. Just kidding. It's both of my big toe nails. And I'm gonna tell you guys the story while I paint my toes for the first time in 6 months, because now I have a nail that I can paint. I'm getting ready for my trip to New Zealand in 3 days, and I'm going to do these nails. So I'm like, what color for my toes would look good with that? Because I'm gonna be on some beaches and the toes are gonna be out. I like this color a lot. I think I'll do this one. Even though 99% of my life is in socks because my feet are always cold, I think I have very poor blood circulation, and I probably should check that out with a doctor. I might have a problem with my endocrine system. I think I Googled it and that's what it said it could be. But because this is youtube.com and not feetfinder.com, I will not be exposing the raw dogs. You will not see them. Here's the story about how I was missing 2 big toenails. Let's throw it back to about April or May of 2024. And then one day I'm like looking, and I noticed that the area around my big toe where the nail grows, so the cuticle area on both toes, was very red. I didn't think anything of it. So I left it alone for months and months and months. You know, my Russian antibodies just rejects all illness and I never get sick. The Russian antibodies are going to be in my favor, and they're gonna get rid of whatever this weirdness is on both of my toes. So it kind of worked, and then one of the toes stopped being as red, but it was still just a little bit red. Then the left big toe got infected pretty quickly, so I went to my doctor and I was like, hey, what should I do? And they're like, oh, you got an infection. So they gave me some antibiotics, and then I visited a foot doctor. Anyway, so the nurse was looking at my toe, and she was like, this needs to come off right now. I had to have emergency toenail removal surgery, and that involved getting a numbing injection into my toe. She had told me it was going to be so painful, and she's like, oh my God, this is the worst pain that people have felt. So I started crying because I've never had to go through anything like that, and I was like, I hate myself because I let this happen to me. The doctor came, he gave me the shot in my toe. I barely felt a thing. And then he started clipping away the infected toe, and he was removing it, didn't feel a thing. So that was my emergency surgery that I had to get on my left big toenail. But the thing is, my right big toenail, it was fungusing down. The nurse was like, you gotta start putting a medicated cream on it because this fungus needs to go away. And I was putting it on every night for a few months, and then one day I'm sitting at the dining table and I was like looking at my toe, and it just came right off. I like touched it a little bit, I was like, oh, it feels a little loose. I yanked that right out, and I didn't feel a thing. So the weird part about my right big toe is that I guess because of the fungus, my toenail underneath had already been regrowing for the past months and months and months. I don't even know how many months. The new toenail underneath was already 60% grown in, so it was just so weird to peel apart one layer of toenail to then be exposed to a completely new layer of toenail that I didn't know was there. So that happened about a month after I got my left big toenail surgically removed. I'm happy to say the update now is I have no infection, I have no more fungus. The only thing that's currently happening is my big toenails are still growing out, which can take about 6 months for them to fully grow in. It's been about 4 months. I will say the shape of them looks a little weird, and the nurse said it might never look exactly how it did before, and I was like, you know what? I truly could care less, because like I said, 99% of my life I'm in socks. Unless I'm in the shower, I'm in socks. I wish I could wear socks in the shower. I'm not sure how this happened because it happened on both toes at the same time. I think it might be because I was walking 10 hours every day in Japan back in March 2024. Nurse told me my toes like are kind of weird and they're not how they're supposed to, so they kind of go up a bit. So my guess is maybe I was just walking too much in Japan and then my toes were hitting the top of my shoe and then it kind of irritated my left and right toenail. The world will never know. I will never know exactly what the cause of the toenail problem is, but I did have to get that emergency toenail removal surgery because the doctor said it was a bad infection, and if the infection would have kept spreading, it would have kept spreading upwards on the toe, and then that can affect your bone, and then I would have had to get bone surgery, and that was absolutely not going to happen. So I was like, yeah, yank this out. I'm painting the big toe right now. It doesn't look bad. It's just a little shorter than it's supposed to be, and it's a little bit bumpy, but other than that, it really is not that bad. So this is my crazy mermaid natural hair texture. A lot wavier than usual. There's a bunch of lumps happening on the side, probably because I slept in a really weird position. I have 3 hours left until I have to head to the airport because we're going to New Zealand today. Woohoo! Final glow up transformation before I go on vacation. To style my beautiful natural wig. I don't wash my hair when I'm on vacation because I only wash my hair like every 2 weeks. So however it's gonna look for the next 12 days is how it's going to look while I'm there. So that's why we need to do a big slay and fix it right now. So my hair is still a little damp in the back from the part where I was actually sleeping on it. So I'm just gonna rough blow dry it a little bit, and then we're gonna go in with the more blowout attachment, which is this one, and then I'm gonna curl it. It's a long, annoying process. I didn't put any products in my hair yet. My hairstylist gave me this Moroccan oil leave-in conditioner. I like it. I've never used a leave-in conditioner before. I do use conditioner in the shower, but you know what? My hair is so fried out that Any extra hydration and moisture I can get is definitely beneficial for me. I don't like to put product on my hair when it's wet because I feel like it doesn't really do anything. So I used to put product on my hair when it was wet for years, and I swear that was just such a waste of time. So now I wait until my hair is pretty much completely dry, and that's when I go in and put all my products on it. My hairstylist also gave me this Silkening heat cream, which is a heat protectant. I like this better than a spray. This is a pump. Actually, that might have been too much, so I'm just gonna put it on both sides of my hair. I don't know if that's enough heat protectant, honestly, but when my hair is wet, I cannot do anything to it. I can't brush through it. If I want to brush through it, I can only use a wide tooth comb. I can't even use this side because it'll just like pull my hair out. My hairstylist also gave me some Olaplex bonding oil, and this I just use for the tips of my hair, and I just got a haircut. So I haven't styled my hair since I had my haircut, so hopefully it's gonna look good. I just kind of refreshed my layers, so it looks kind of the same. It's just a little bit shorter than it was before, but that's the consequence of getting a trim. Obviously, your hair is not gonna get longer with the trim, it's gonna get shorter. Okay, my hair is almost 100% dry now, so now I can actually brush through it with a regular brush. Oh, it's actually gliding through pretty easily. I don't like to blow dry my hair because it takes so long and my arm hurts, and then it gets too hot in my bathroom and then I start sweating. So I like to wash my hair the night before and then I sleep on it wet. And then when I wake up and it's time to style my hair, it's mostly dry. I don't have to really blow dry it too much. I just have to blow it out with the attachment. My roots are coming in. I did not have time to fix them before I left. So I will be having roots on the black sand beach. Here's how much hair was in my head on my comb. Not too bad. Let me know in the comments. After you brush your hair and clean your hairbrush, do you throw the hair away in the toilet or in the trash can? Because my Russian grandma told me I should throw it away in the toilet. But I think that's bad for clogging the pipes, but I've been doing it my whole life. This is the Shark hair dryer, and I purposely bought it because of this attachment, which kind of helps to smooth out your hair. But I've had this for a few years now, and it's kind of old. The bristles aren't that great anymore, and it doesn't do that good of a job at blowing out my hair. Just had to turn the AC down 2 degrees to 68 because I was starting to sweat really badly. I don't usually section my hair because I get lazy, but I want it to look really good because I'm going on vacation. So I will be sectioning it out, and hopefully that does a better job of getting rid of the lumps. Okay, that looks pretty good. I still have a little bit of a lump, but I can't really fix it because I just don't know how, and it doesn't work, but not bad. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight because I'm not straightening my hair and I'm gonna curl it. I mainly just want like the top part to be not as frizzy, but like always right here, I can never straighten it out. I still have this lump right here, but no matter what I do, it just won't go away. Now I have to do the same thing on the other side. Thankfully, I haven't taken my shower yet because I am sweating so bad doing this, as I am usually with any activity. I got so overheated I had to take a pause and change into shorts. That side was easy, and last side. Let's see if you guys can see the giant lump in the back of my head. Is it there like I think it is? This lump over here truly just will not flatten, will not go away no matter what I do. Here's how my hair looks. Disregard the lump. The last part is curling my hair. I've been having a problem for months where I curl my hair and it doesn't hold the curl more than a day, and that never used to be the case. My hair would hold the curl for like a week, and then I would just kind of leave it a looser curl for the final week before I would wash my hair. I don't know if that means my hair has kind of repaired itself a little bit. This is the Infinity by Conair curling wand. I don't even think they sell this anymore. This was my mom's. She's had this for probably 10 or 15 years, and then I took it once I started styling my own hair. And it was great at the beginning, but it's a $20 wand. It's definitely damaging my hair. I really want to try an air wrap. I don't even know how to use the curling iron, the one with the clamp. I have no idea how to do that. That seems too complicated. So my method for curling my hair is having no method and just going from the back to the front. I tried once curling my hair from the front to the back, and that was just so difficult. So I never did that again. This one also, you can't take too much hair and curl it. And also because my hair is long, it sometimes can't fit on the whole barrel. The curls come out good right after I do it. Then when I get to the airport, or maybe when I get to New Zealand, they might be gone. That curl is pretty good. My hair isn't too thin or thick. It's just somewhere in the middle, but it is damaged. So that's why it used to hold the curl so well, but maybe it got less damaged and that's why it's not holding the curl as well. I don't know. This is why I can't do my hair more than once every 2 weeks, because I just mentally would not be able to handle it. I could not do this every few days. I don't know how you guys do it. Oh, that was a good curl. What are my plans for New Zealand? I kind of prefer to go with the flow when I'm on vacation. I don't have anything set in stone for any specific day. What I prefer to do is just make a list of things that I'd like to do or see. And then like the day before, I'll decide what I want to do the next day. That's what I did for my trip to Japan last year, and that was just so much fun and less stressful and a little bit more spontaneous. I realized while I was falling asleep last night that I think this is my first ever solo international trip. I mean, it's semi-solo because I do have 2 friends that live in New Zealand, but I think I'm gonna get an Airbnb and stay by myself for a few days instead of just with my friend the whole time, which was my original plan. If I'm going to a new country, I prefer to travel with someone I know versus doing it myself. I'm totally fine going by myself, but also it's usually just cheaper to travel with at least one other person because you share the hotel room and like taxis and other things. But New Zealand is so cheap right now for the US dollar. I've done so many long flights in my life because I used to fly to Russia every year and that was about 11 hours. It's really not difficult for me. I do pretty well on long flights. I usually just sleep most of the time, or at least half of the time. How does it look? Oh, okay, that looks good. Look at that. Oh my god, this is a weird angled one. My hair usually takes about 45 minutes from start to finish, and I save about 20 minutes from not having to blow dry it fully and just sleeping on it wet, because I just hate blow drying my hair. It's just horrible. It's loud, but most of all, it's just so hot. The last piece. My arm hurts, my body hurts, my mind hurts. I will be leaving it like this. I do not brush my hair out until a full day later, because I want to ensure that the curls will hold as much as possible. I know that right now I look like my Navina, Russian Pinocchio's side chick. That is the final beauty step in my vacation glow up transformation. So I'm gonna eat and then charge stuff and get ready and pack my last things, and then I'll see you guys at the airport. This is the biggest plushie I think I've ever seen. I thought I was gonna die and it was so scary and terrifying. There's a volcano over there, Marmite and Vegemite. Who never heard of Promite? You look so cool standing on that rock. Oh, they have the K-pop machine. I think that might have been what gave me food poisoning. I can't wait to get my free Minecraft packets. Hello Kitty car.